Mookie.
What's up? What's up?
And we back, baby. Mookie, what's good, family? How you feeling?
Cool.
Now, bro, we back in charge with another video. Opponents before and after they fighting.
Alexander Volkanovski.
I know you heard it, yo. I think he's Australian.
Australia? You sure? He's
Yeah.
not Brazilian?
Hell no. I think he's from Australia, but I might be wrong.
He's from Brazil.
You think about Alex Parade?
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking
But
about.
this video was requested, bro.
Okay.
Sorry about the weight, Danny, bro. You feel me? I ain't gonna put your information out there, but sorry about the weight, bro. But look, man, we gonna get straight into this video. Family, what's good with y'all? We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. But Mookie,
Yo.
let's see what this video talk about, bro. Oh yeah. Shout out to the fighting business too. And if y'all don't notice on our channel, I talked to YouTube last night, y'all. Me and Mookie, we just got verified.
Oh, shorty, we in there.
Yeah, we got verified.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Ain't tell me that.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor last fought as a featherweight in the fall of 2015, and after he was done, fans just moved on, and the weight class was dead in the water.
Don't matter what happened with Khabib and Conor, yo. That boy is popular, yo.
Who?
Conor McGregor.
Yeah. It's his swag that makes him popular. You know how Ali talk. Ali lost a bunch of times too, bro.
Right.
But his swag was just
Can't do nothing about
unmatched.
it. Yeah. Yo, I didn't know he was that popular. Like,
they
even
love
though
him.
he lost to Khabib, it's still fans out there still
That
saying
love him, bro.
yeah, man, let's do a rematch. Let's this, let's that. Like,
Crazy.
yeah, for real. There's people out here that love that man, yo.
Oh, yeah.
As he himself had predicted.
2016, well, the end of 2015 means the end of the featherweight division. They are all dead in the water. It's done.
Whether you believe that the 13-second KO was a once-in-a-lifetime shot or not, there was no denying that the credibility of the weight class was crippled, and the shadow of McGregor loomed for years to come. However, in the post-McGregor era, a confident fighter from Australia, bearing the moniker of the Great, started climbing the ranks, and initially, he went unnoticed.
I'm just too strong for these guys, and you know people say I should go to bantamweight, but look what I'm doing to these
You can hear it in his voice.
Yeah, he Australian, man.
featherweights. You
He's
know,
an
everyone
Aussie.
says I'm small in this division,
Aussie.
but I'm very strong in this division. So this is my division.
The company never put any sort of hype on his name, and fans never looked in his direction. But eventually, Volkanovski carved out a legacy of such excellence that he came to personify the word great.
Yeah, but then you talk about the legacy, right? And like I'm growing it. I want my name in the history books. You know, I want to break records and do all that type of stuff.
I think we are all at a loss for words after the last pay-per-view event.
He real short, bro. But he's strong as an ox,
Like I said in the Charles video, we tend to attach way too much hype to a fighter when he wins in impressive fashion. Recency bias and all, but this guy has been at it for years. We ignored him for half the time and disliked him for the other half, but now the division is annexed by Alexander the Great Volkanovski, and the king surely looks like he's bound to reign for years to come. Welcome to the fighting business. Are you not subscribed yet, bro? If you're not subscribed, just hit that sub button real quick for me. Also, come join me on the TFB Stocks where I discuss in detail all news and biased opinion on the world of combat sports. That being said, this was going to be all about Israel Adesanya, but as soon as the event came to an end, I knew what we had to do. The people asked for it, and I was happy to deliver. Here is the 4th installment of the Before and After series on our channel, inspired by Motivedia, where we go over a few of the recent opponents of the most dominant featherweight
This video is Mookie. This video 2 years old too.
Really?
Yeah, it's 2 years old.
champion in history. What they said before and after tasting the relentless pressure of the Australian champion. Let's get it on. In a span of 2 years, Volkanovski picked up 5 victories inside the octagon, and while he was impressive all the way through, fans and pundits were not sure he could hang at the very top of the division. After beating Darren Elkins, Volkanovski stated his intention to break into the top 5, and the UFC granted him a chance, booking a match between him and Chad Mendes. Chad Mendes was a perennial contender in the featherweight division, and the former interim title challenger had just recently returned after 2 years away from the sport, and he hadn't lost a step. He made quick work of Mal's jury in his first fight back, and he was all set for UFC 232.
Alex is a guy that's a young up-and-comer. This guy is trying to come into this octagon and make a name off of me, and I'm not going to let it happen.
This was the first true test for Volkanovski, as Mendes had only lost to the very elite fighters, and he rarely...
I know talking trash sell tickets.
Yes, yes.
Would you be a trash talker if you was in the UFC? Boxing, would you be a trash talker?
Probably not. I would let the other guy talk trash and feed into it to build the fight up a little bit. Man, I'd probably be the quiet assassin, bro.
For real?
What? I just show up and go to work.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Rarely went down without a war. Volkanovski and Mendes were two similar fighters, physically and mentally. But Mendes claimed he was the better wrestler as well as the faster and more explosive between the two.
I've heard people say he's kind of a mirror of you.
Yep.
You see
Yeah.
similar things?
For sure. I mean, he's a young up-and-comer, you know, trying to make a name. He's a guy that we have very similar styles, you know. I feel like I have a better wrestling pedigree. I feel like I'm faster, more explosive.
Mendes also said there was no way a young upstart was going to make a name off of him. He promised to put a hurting on his opponent and demonstrated that he was still at the very top of the division.
I'm going to put a hurting on this dude and show a lot of these guys in my division why I deserve to be at the top.
Come fight night, after a brief feeling out process, Volkanovski and Mendes started throwing bombs. This was Chad Mendes, one of the hardest hitters at 145, but Volkanovski stood right in the pocket and brawled it out with his opponent. He was rocked and dropped, but the future champion got right back to his feet and nodded at Mendes to keep coming. In the end, Volkanovski out-brawled the former title challenger and drowned him, finishing Mendes in the second round with a flurry of strikes. As John Anik so perfectly stated, Alexander the Great had arrived. And this was his first conquest on the way to the very top. In the aftermath of the fight,
I know this might be a crazy question, but do mouth guards always work when you fighting?
No. They'll guard your teeth.
I know they guard your teeth, but do they work though? Like if a dude hitting you straight in your, is this gonna stop?
I would say, hey, it's better for you to have one than not have one. But yeah, you might have get a tooth.
Chad Mendes retired from MMA, and Volkanovski went right for the king.
No, I mean, the guy's definitely proven himself. He's beat everybody in that division, the toughest guys at the top, and continues to do so. So yeah, it was definitely a tough fight, and he's definitely earned it.
Aldo's the man, right? It takes a select few people that can beat Aldo. So I'm not going to go against Aldo.
The king of Rio, Jose Aldo, the greatest featherweight of all time, was next in line. Mendes was a tough test, but facing Jose Aldo in his hometown, that is a whole different ballgame.
Talking about Aldo, and you know that's a big challenge, especially going down there and trying to take it from him.
The former featherweight champion had definitely lost a step, but even past his physical prime, Aldo was on another level in comparison to the rest of the division. The match was for UFC 237, and as expected of these two gentlemen, there was not a single word of trash talk. The fight was old school versus new school, and that's all we needed. Aldo had 2 losses to the champion Max Holloway, but he was wiping out his opponent left and right. To get to Holloway, you had to get through Aldo.
Então, ele tá tendo sucesso por falta de não enfrentou cara assim como eu, né?
The former champion was confident in his abilities, even stating that this fight was going to look a lot easier than what most people believed.
Eu acho ainda que vai ser bem mais fácil como todo mundo tá achando.
Volkanovski was up against a killer in Aldo and an uncomfortably hostile Brazilian crowd, but this was one fight that Volkanovski wanted for years. He got it, and on the night of UFC 237, Volkanovski rose to the occasion. The fight was not an entertaining masterclass like some were hoping it would be, but throughout the contest, Volkanovski was able to handle Aldo. He kept the pace on the Brazilian legend and frazzled him, winning a unanimous decision against the hometown hero. The amped up crowd booed him all the way through. The folks in Rio hated him. Not a single soul could deny his potential. He had just handled Aldo.
I didn't even know that. The crazy thing is, yo, I didn't even know that when you fight, it can be in your hometown.
They go to different venues to fight. Sometimes
I thought it was
Vegas.
always neutral.
Nah, bro.
Most of the time, right? Or it's just always.
Nah, it's like when Mike Tyson went to fight at Madison Square Garden. He's from New York.
Right.
So that's his hometown. You feel what I'm saying? So all his friends and everybody all came out and stuff like that.
So who won the leverage of that? Like the biggest fighter or the one that?
Look, man, my man Marvin Hagler, my favorite boxer of all times, went all the way to England to fight a dude that was from England. Beat the bark off of him in England. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They had to get out of there because they started throwing beer cans at him.
Oh my God.
Holloway himself had to walk through fire to get the win against Jose, but Volkanovski was barely even touched. After his fight, Aldo admitted that the loss stung him worse than the KO against McGregor. Right after he was declared the winner, Volkanovski went over to Aldo.
Sorry it wasn't a fight you wanted. Aldo, enough of my respect, you're a legend. Thank you for that.
And said that it was an honor to fight him. Aldo responded in kind, and that the honor was his. Volkanovski was finally given a title shot, and we were given one hell of a trilogy, one to remember for a lifetime.
Hey, I'm next in line 100%. I'm the only one who's undefeated in the top 3 now. I should be ranked number 1.
That's Khan, ain't it?
Let's set it up. Yeah, I wouldn't mind being on the same card in
Absolutely.
Australia.
Max Holloway.
Sir.
Max tough, yo.
Max just uses his range so well. He's long. He's way longer than everyone at 45.
Even before he got the title shot, Volkanovski stated that he was Holloway's worst nightmare,
I'm Max Holloway's worst nightmare.
and a whole lot of people
Lord.
thought he was yammering. After victories over Aldo and Mendes,
When we watched Max, yo, I ain't gonna lie, I think Max a demon with the hands.
Yeah,
bro.
he's slim.
there was no denying his potential, but he was up against Max, excuse my language, fucking Holloway.
What makes me a champion, you not? It's that passport, it's crazy land, it's that mental, it's that thing, like I'm willing to do something that I don't know if you even thought of doing it or if it's presented with you that if you're going to take that chance, you know?
He was impervious to damage and his cardio was limitless. You were a minor nuisance to Holloway for 2 rounds, 3 tops.
Hey.
And that was all she wrote for you because sooner or later, Holloway was going to drown you. The Blessed Express had run wild on everyone else in the division, but the challenger was confident that he was the one. Holloway referred to Volkanovski as a cupcake and said that he was fond of tasting a new flavor each time he competed inside the octagon.
There's a new face every 2 weeks. To me, that's a new cupcake every 2 weeks. So I want to try all the flavors, you know? Whatever flavor I can.
I ain't gonna lie,
Cupcake
man.
every 2 weeks.
I feel you, Max, yo, but that dude sound a little suspect, big homie. I'm gonna try every cup.
This was his 4th title defense, and while he had a hiccup at 155, he was untouchable at featherweight. He was aware of the risk Alexander posed to him,
I never fought anybody like Alex because Alex is the only one, you know?
but he was confident that he had the answer to every question.
I just can't wait, you know? He presents a lot of questions for us, and me and my team sat down and we believe we came up with a lot of answers.
In response, Volkanovski called himself a cupcake, but with chili on top.
You got me that cupcake on that cupcake. like I said, the photo, a cupcake with a chili on top. this cupcake packs a punch.
The challenger noted that a lot of people thought he was outmatched, but his confidence was at an all-time high.
My confidence is just on another level right now, and I guess everyone's starting to see that. You know, some people might say it's cockiness, whatever, but mate, I'm ready.
And throughout the many interviews he took part in, Volkanovski kept repeating that he was the one to put a stop to the seemingly unstoppable Blessed Express. In the penultimate match of the hyped UFC 245 event, Volkanovski brought an end to the Blessed era when he took the title off of Max Holloway. He started strong, battering the leg of the champion with kicks, and he kept the intensity until the final horn. Finally, after so many broken challengers, there was...
He had to have bruises.
Yeah.
46 leg kicks.
Jesus. You make him think of
Who?
that when we watched I think he was a Thai boxer.
Muay Thai fighter?
Yeah. And he had that bruise all the way up his leg from leg kicks, bro. It's them leg kicks is
Terrible,
vicious, bro.
right? And you don't see it until you wake up probably in the
next
morning.
morning can't even walk on it.
What? Killing you.
was a fighter who was able to keep pace with Holloway. Max had his moment too, but it was a foregone conclusion that the division had a new champion. Alexander the Great had conquered the division, but his fight for the crown was not over just yet. It was a no-brainer that Holloway would get an immediate rematch, given how impressive he was during his title reign. The former challenger was confused at the decision, but he knew that a rematch was coming his way.
I don't want to sound like a sore loser. I didn't watch no tape. I don't know what happened. I felt like we was doing enough. You know, we be back. Like I said, I'm only 28.
And the second fight only gave us more questions.
He can get a title match back to back?
Yeah, boy, if it's big enough.
Yeah,
them niggas going back to back. Sometimes back to back to back.
I'm the champ. Yeah, he can say whatever he wants. I'm the champ. I got the belt. I beat him.
The UFC booked an immediate rematch for UFC 251. Holloway deserved one, and Volkanovski had no problem stepping inside the cage with the former champion for another 5 rounds.
I'll be ready for it, and he does deserve it. And, that'll make for a big fight. And, I'm down. Of course I'm down. Again, I'm the guy to do that.
Around this time, the disdain for Volkanovski was at an all-time high. He had dethroned the people's champion, and did so in a way that was not very pleasing to the vast majority of fight fans. Volkanovski had a chip on his shoulder coming into the rematch.
He the one been saying that he got a chip on his shoulder about something and he's ready to prove something.
And this was something even Holloway noticed and questioned why Volkanovski was acting like a challenger instead of the champion.
I feel like he attacking me, called me out to fight. That's something a challenger does, doesn't it? I don't know,
Max Holloway once again stated that he thought he won the fight, and he promised that he would do something cool inside the octagon. Holloway started the second fight guns blazing, and initially, the champion looked confused as the onslaught from Holloway continued for the first few rounds. The champion was dropped in the first 2 rounds, but as the fight moved to the second half, Volkanovski came alive and started getting the better of the exchanges. A few takedowns towards the end left the fans wondering who had actually won. Holloway was the better man in the first half of the fight. The champion came back and finished quite well. The decision came, and Holloway just walked away, shaking his head in disbelief when it was announced that Volkanovski had retained his title by split decision. Volkanovski looked busted up and out of breath in the post-fight interview, but he said that he had done enough to win.
Duck deep in the last round. It was 2-2 apiece, and I had to win that last round.
UFC president Dana White thought that Holloway had won the fight, and he called out the judges for being terrible at scoring.
Bad judging, and I don't know, has Max been in here yet? I'm sure he's devastated.
White said something about figuring out where to go next and hinted that a third match was out of the realm of possibility.
You can't reverse a match, can you?
No, you can't reverse. That's why, I say the hurt business, bro. This is called the hurt business, bro.
I think
this is the filthiest combat sports.
So that probably is for money.
Yeah, you can get one of them judges.
No, I'm saying though, I feel like if everybody is saying it, even the commissioner saying like, yo, main man should have won, I think they should have a new set of judges look over the tape and decide to win, bro. Because I know, I'm just saying, bro.
That makes sense, but like you could challenge a fight.
Yeah,
like
you feel me?
Have
the old judges, have a new set of judges, have a commissioner, like just have people that's important inside the room. They rewatch the fight, even if it's like an hour, and then they decide who won it, because
that makes sense.
You feel me? Like it's sometimes a lot of fights been messed up.
It's the dirtiest sport in the world, bro.
Get your money, get out, huh?
Get your money, get out.
A substantial number of people, fans and pundits alike, thought Holloway had won the fight, and while the two went their separate ways after UFC 251, business was not completely settled between two of the greatest featherweights of all time.
Max and Volkanovski. Guys, I don't want to be the skunk at the garden party. All the rules were followed. These guys have fought twice now, 10 rounds, a total of 6 judges, and 5 of them say Volkanovski won.
If he has something to say, I'll talk to him one-on-one when there's no cameras. Fuck the bullshit. I'll come get at you in person. You really want to go there? I'll fucking fight you in the elevator if you want.
After his second victory over Max Holloway, Volkanovski was sidelined due to COVID-19 complication as the infection had spread to his lungs. This health scare postponed his fight with the next challenger, Brian Ortega, but the champion returned to fighting shape.
Heard of him? You heard of him?
Yes, we did. We reacted to this dude before. When I seen his face, I said, "Man, he looked familiar."
I don't think we react to him, but I heard of him. I don't know.
Brian
I don't know.
Ortega.
Yeah, his name sound real familiar, right?
When I seen him, bro, he just looked so familiar.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
And he was put on The Ultimate Fighter as a coach, opposite to Ortega. Something was different with Volkanovski this time around. He came onto the camera with a bald head, but more intriguingly, he seemed irritated at the sight of the challenger.
Every word that comes out of his mouth annoys me now, so.
Volkanovski accused Ortega of being a drug cheat.
I just told him, you don't deserve this belt. You don't deserve it. You're unprofessional. You're a cheat. I didn't even know about that. I don't even know how that was under wraps for so long.
And said a person like that did not deserve the championship belt.
He deserves to be here, I'll give him that. But he ain't taking the belt. You don't deserve it.
T-City responded, and the trash talk continued throughout the build-up. Ortega called the champion ugly and fake.
Look, it's not my fault you're ugly, bro.
And said that in person, Volkanovski was low energy.
Oh, he one of them Tom Cruise fighters.
Yeah, he looked like it though.
Get off someone who has weak energy.
The face-off was intense, but aside from personal animosity, there was a lingering concern about the health of the champion. His lungs were inflamed a few months prior, and here he was heading into war inside the octagon. Contrary to concern, Volkanovski was on another level during the fight, and at UFC 266, Alexander the Great took the first step towards silencing all doubters. T-City was on point, but the champion was just 2 steps ahead, and throughout the majority of 5 rounds, Volkanovski battered his opponents, shrugging off submissions and unloading some nasty ground and pound from the guard of the most competent grappler in the division. The fight came to an end at the horn of the 5th round, and Volkanovski notched his 2nd defense of the featherweight crown. The 2 rivals shook hands and paid respect to each other. The post-fight interview, Ortega, busted up and exhausted, hailed Alexander as a true champion and expressed surprise as the fact that he had survived the submission as it was locked in tight.
And he got out and I was like, shit. This is a tough motherfucker.
That night, Volkanovski smashed his opponent, but alongside that, he smashed a false narrative that he was just a born champion and a point fighter. He was just getting started. Volkanovski had one hell of a showing against Brian Ortega, but his closest contemporary, Max Holloway, was back on track and ready for a 3rd fight with the reigning champion. This never happens, but Max was just so good that Dana White was left with no other choice. The 3rd bout was scheduled for UFC 272, but Holloway was sidelined due to an
So Max Holloway just keep on killing the...
Yeah, he keep on killing the narrative, you know.
No, I'm talking about the division. Everybody he killing them. But when he get to the champion, things get a little bit flaky. The 2nd time it was crumble. You feel me? 2nd time they messed the money up. They did, yo. They played with my man, yo. My man was supposed to win that 2nd one, yo.
Injury. Volkanovski remained on the card and was ready to defend his title, but the company moved him to UFC 273 and began searching for a new opponent for the champion. Multiple featherweight opted to replace Holloway, but longtime veteran Chan Sung-jong, or popularly known as the Korean Zombie, was given the honor. There is not too much to say here, given that this fight was a late replacement and that the main highlight here was what the champion did inside the cage. The main event was flanked by the grudge match between Peter Yan and Aljamain Sterling, the people's main event of Burns versus Hamzat. And given the personalities of the champion and the challenger, neither had too much to say. But TKZ was confident that he would bring the championship back to South Korea and influence the new age of Asian fighters to keep pursuing their fighting aspirations. Also, he differentiated the feelings he had before fighting Aldo compared to his feeling now fighting Volkanovski, and said he doesn't have the same fear of getting knocked out as he did against the Brazilian champion.
He was most scared of Jose Aldo because he was really scared of getting knocked out by Jose Aldo. So in that sense, Jose Aldo is the top rank. He doesn't really see himself getting knocked out by Volkanovski.
Volkanovski was adamant that he needed to finish this fight and claim his spot at the top of the pound-for-pound list. Inside the octagon, Volkanovski seemed to be in a different galaxy. The fight lasted for 4 rounds. The Korean Zombie was always on the back foot, barely hanging on as the champion put on a dominant display, eventually earning a TKO victory in the 4th act. At one point, there was an eerie silence in the arena as Chan Sung was getting mauled. Volkanovski himself started the 4th round by asking if the challenger was okay. This was a brutal fight to go through for longtime fans of the Korean Zombie. The veteran fighter hinted at a retirement in the post-fight interview, but his translator omitted that part.
My man said he's sitting to retirement, yo.
He sent a couple dudes. This the second dude.
Yeah, he sent to retirement.
Man.
Bro, I didn't know he was that nice.
Yeah.
You know, when we seen him, he lost to either Islam or somebody.
Okay, yeah.
And he lost to them, bro. So that's when I heard of him, but I didn't know he was this good, bro.
Volkanovski paid his respect to the challenger and then braced himself for the third collision with Max Holloway.
Let's go. Always. Always. I am the heat, brother. I am the heat, brother.
After dismantling the Korean zombie, Volkanovski was right back in place for the third fight with Max Holloway. The company booked the fight for UFC 276 International Fight Week, and as soon as the match was made official, the wheels started turning for the advent of a new era. You don't get a shot at the champion when you have 2 losses against him, but Holloway is, and always will be a special fighter.
Right.
And nobody was going to deny him a third shot at glory.
That it's not tough to book Max versus Volkanovski Part 3. Those were great matches. They were very fun to watch.
It was business as usual for both fighters as they kept to themselves and prepared for the upcoming trilogy. But during the pre-fight press conference, Max brought the heat, and the champion was a bit perplexed, to say the least.
This guy talking about a 3-peat or something, you know? This guy don't even got 3 highlights in the UFC.
Holloway tried to maintain some hostility, but it didn't work too well as talking trash is not in his DNA. The fight did.
He need a little bit of meat, don't he?
Yeah, bro, he a little thin.
Yeah, Alex strong.
Super strong.
Yeah, shorty strong.
Need an ounce of manufactured hype because despite locking horns for the third time in under 2 years, fans were amped up as the fight was for legacy. Holloway himself thought the same, terming the trilogy as a legacy-defining fight.
This legacy is a legacy fight, 100%. You know, like you said,
and claiming that it would be a miracle if the fight made it past the third round.
I've been saying it all week, man. Here's be blessed if we go above 3.
The intensity was palpable during the final face-off, and these two did not shake hands and just jawed back and forth to amp themselves up further. And then, the fight was upon us. Volkanovski opened up a bad cut on the face of the challenger in the very first round, and Holloway just could not get going, round by round. The scars of brutal war accumulated on the face of the challenger, and while Max lasted to the decision, he was handed the most brutal loss of his entire career. Alexander Volkanovski had defeated a pound-for-pound great for the third time.
What now, he says to the broadcast booth.
In the post-fight interview, Volkanovski revealed that he had problem coming into the second fight. USADA came knocking on his door and woke him up early, and he had to take tablets in order to go back to sleep. The most defining moments in his post-fight interview was that he said he was standing up for himself, and he encouraged people to do the same.
That second fight with Max, we obviously know about USADA coming and waking me up 4 hours before I had to get up. Doing silly things as well. I took like melatonin tablets thinking it was just silly, and then I woke up like drunk, not drunk, but like
Max Holloway put out a tweet after the loss, joking that they needed a 4th fight to settle the score. But he paid his respect to the champion, and the rivalry was over, with Volkanovski winning all 3 fights. Beating a fighter the caliber of Max Holloway 3 times is an otherworldly feat of greatness.
Yo, he really opened, my man.
Yeah, he opened up, man. Oh, yeah.
The fact that he made Holloway look ordinary in the 3rd fight was the icing on the cake and proved once and for all who the true king at 145 pounds really is. You look around the featherweight division and there is no one in sight. Volkanovski has cleared out his division and he holds 3 victories over a fellow legend in Max Holloway. I don't know how he does it. This dude is the closest thing to perfection inside the octagon. Strength, cardio, technique, and heart. The champion has all of that in spades, and yet, each time he goes inside the octagon, he smashes whatever expectation he set forth in the previous fight. He doesn't have a country behind him like Aldo does. He doesn't talk people into the building like McGregor does. He doesn't throw a million punches per round like Holloway does. But get used to him. Put some respect on his name. Buy his fights and follow him to the very end of his career. Because in this world of combat sports, particularly MMA, greatness is fleeting. And to witness the reign of a champion such as Alexander Volkanovski is truly a privilege. With that being said, it's my time to bounce. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.
It's my time to bounce.
Gotta get up out of here.
Overall, man.
Overall, yeah, bro. Like, I got a deeper understanding of this guy.
Yeah.
I honestly, I just want to see what's next for him. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know
Is
if he
there
still fight. This
inside-
video, that's 2 years old, man.
He might have had a fight already.
We watched him when he lost to Islam, yeah.
Right.
So I don't know where he
Hold
at.
up,
in his
Islam
career.
got a fight coming up too, or did he fight already?
Oh, I think he might have fought already. But
Yeah, he had a fight coming up too.
this dude right here, it seemed like he was undefeated at first. You feel me? It
Yeah.
seemed like he was just killing.
But
He
this
was-
video made it look like he just mauled everybody.
Yeah, he just got people. He made 2 people retire, man. We never knew he was this amazing, man. Shout out to the guy that sent us this video, bro. Like Mookie said, gave us a better understanding, my man. He from Australia. You feel me? But anything else you gotta say before we get out of here, bro?
Nah, man, y'all came back. We verified now, baby.
Yo, Stephen, man. If y'all new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Yes,
Pop
sir.
Nick DUNSON.
And I'm Mookie DUNSON.
And we out, baby. 1.